Stop. It is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Elon and Michelle are sitting at their kitchen table. On the table, a pre-approval letter for $480,000. Michelle's coffee is cold. Their parents already texted congratulations with 2 house emojis. And somewhere deep in both of their guts, something is telling them, this does not feel like winning. It feels like signing a waiver. So Michelle does the thing nobody in the transaction wants her to do. She opens a calculator. Within 11 minutes, she realizes the smiling people sending them documents to sign are not on their team. They are on the team of the closing. Today, we are walking through the most expensive cultural assumption in America. The assumption that buying a house in 2026 is a smart financial move. Because when you actually do the math, you do not find an investment. You find a very beautifully decorated trap. Stick with me for 10 minutes. Your calculator will thank you. The median existing home in America now costs $488,000. That is the 33-road straight month of year-over-year price increases. The 30-year fixed mortgage rate is about 6.3%. Owning that median home consumes 47.7% of the median household VES income. Nearly half. Not 28%. Half. The price-to-income ratio in America is now about 5.0. Historically, from 1975 to the late 1990s, it was about 3.0. We are now worse than the 2006 peak. 78 of the 100 largest metros are at all-time record ratios. This is the worst home price-to-income ratio in modern American history. And somehow the collective advice is still, you need to buy before you get priced out. Priced out of what? The emergency room? Elon and Michelle find a house for $400,000. They have $80,000 saved for a down payment. That puts them in the top 5% of Americans in liquid cash. They put 20% down. They finance $320,000 at 6.3% for 30 years. Monthly principal and interest, about $1,980. Plus property taxes, $367. Plus homeowners insurance, $167. Plus average HOA fees, $272. Total, $2,785 per month. Before anything breaks. Here is what the loan officer skipped. In the first month of that mortgage, out of the $1,980 they send to the bank, $1,680 is pure interest. Only $299 actually pays down the loan. 85% of their first payment evaporates into someone else's quarterly earnings call. And it stays this lopsided for years. At 6.3% on a 30-year fixed. Principal does not exceed interest in your monthly payment. Until roughly year 19. Elon is 32 years old right now. He will be 51. When the math finally flips in his favor. In between, he will send the bank about $392,000 in interest. He borrowed $320,000. He will pay the bank almost $713,000 total. Congratulations, Elon. You bought 1 house. And paid for 2. Homeowners insurance in America has risen 46% since 2021. That is 3 times the rate of inflation. The average premium, about $3,000 per year. In Florida, approaching $8,300. In California, insurance companies stopped writing new policies. Insurance now makes up 9% of a typical monthly mortgage payment. Highest share on record. Maintenance. The old rule was 1% of the home's value per year. In 2020, that was $6,200 on average. Today, $8,888. A 42% jump in 5 years. A new FAQ. $5,000 to $15,000. A new roof. Easily $13,000. Foundation work. $2,000 to $8,000. 42% of homeowners now say maintenance and hidden costs are their number one regret. Not the price. Not the rate. The slow, grinding tax of everything that breaks. In a house that has been quietly falling apart. Since the inspector handed you a clean report. And a fist bump. In all 50 of the largest US metros. Mortgaging costs 38% more than renting on average. Average mortgage payment. $2,768. Average rent for a comparable home. $2,000. In San Francisco, owning costs 190% more than renting. In San Jose, 186%. In Austin, 88%. In Los Angeles, 89%. Nearly double. Now let us do the math. Elon and Michelle have $80,000 earmarked for a down payment. What if they rent instead? Drop that $80,000 into an S&P 500 index fund. And invest the $500–800 per month they save versus owning. At a conservative 7% return, below the historical average. After 10 years. About $244,000. After 20 years. $570,000. After 30 years. $1.22 million. In today's money. Now run their house scenario. They pay $400,000 over 30 years. Plus interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, HOA. They put in roughly $1.21 million. If the home appreciates 3% per year, above the long-run real return on housing, it grows to about $970,000. Minus 9% to sell, commissions and closing costs. They net around $885,000. In most scenarios, the renter with index funds ends up wealthier. Often dramatically wealthier. But Nick, my parents bought a house and tripled their money. Yes, they did. And here is why that tells you less than you think. Robert Shiller, Nobel Prize winner. Data going back 130 years. Real US home prices, adjusted for inflation, were essentially flat from 1890 to 1997. Your great-great-grandfather's house was also not a good investment. He just did not have a calculator to find out. Then, in the last 25 years, prices went vertical. Housing was historically not seen as a wealth-building asset. It depreciates. It requires maintenance. It goes out of style. The idea that it is a money-printing machine? That was a fad. A 25-year anomaly. That people mistook for a law of physics. The S&P 500 over that same century-plus window returned about 6.5 to 7% per year in real terms. That 6 percentage point gap between stocks and housing, compounded over 50 years, turns into roughly 10 times the real wealth. That is the difference between retiring at 55 and retiring at 73. Why is everyone still trying to buy? Why is this still framed as the American dream? There is a well-funded, extremely sophisticated machine, making sure it stays that way. The National Association of Realtors spent $86.3 million on lobbying in 2024 alone. The single largest organizational lobbyist in the entire country. $86 million per year. To convince you that a 30-year debt instrument with a 9% exit fee is spiritually equivalent to freedom. They spent another $66 million on marketing and PR. The word realtor with a capital R? That you hear on every commercial and every yard sign? It is a trademark brand. That costs over $150 million per year to maintain. The American dream you were handed was not an organic cultural inheritance. It was designed, funded, and distributed by a trade association whose entire existence depends on you buying a house every 7 to 10 years. Here is when buying in 2026 still makes sense. 5 rules. Rule 1. The price-to-rent ratio in your city must be under 1.5. That rules out basically every major coastal metro and most Sunbelt hotspots. It rules in places like Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, parts of Chicago, New Orleans. Rule 2. You are confident you are staying at least 7 years. 10 is safer. Transaction costs to sell are 8–10%. Rule 3. You put real 20% down without draining your emergency fund or pausing your retirement contributions. Rule 4. Total housing cost, everything included, stays under 28% of gross income. Not 40. Not 35.28. Rule 5. The house represents less than 30% of your total net worth at purchase. If it is more, you are not diversified. You are concentrated. You just happen to be concentrated in something you can also sleep inside. The median age of a first-time home buyer in America is now 40. The first-time buyer share of the market just hit a record low. 21%. The lowest since they started tracking it in 1981. You are not behind. You are part of a generation responding rationally to a broken market. The trap is not renting. The trap is signing a 30-year commitment to a financial structure designed in an era when houses cost 3 times your income, not 6. And then telling yourself it is the same deal your parents got. It is not. The math has fundamentally changed. And pretending otherwise is how you become someone else's cautionary tale at a dinner party 5 years from now. Here is what you will do right now. 1. Hit subscribe, because the algorithm will not show you the next video if you do not. 2. Calculate the price-to-rent ratio in your city. Divide the median home price by the annual rent. If the number is above 15, renting probably wins. 3. Write that number in the comments. I actually read them. Some of them will be horrifying. 4. Send this video to one person who says renting is throwing money away. Tell them. Calculate the interest in your first year of mortgage payments first. Because Elon and Michelle are still at the kitchen table. The pre-approval letter is still sitting on that stack of unopened mail. But they are looking at their $80,000 differently. It is not a down payment anymore. It is a decision. It is optionality. Right now, at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday in 2026. It is the most valuable thing they own. And it stays that way. Only if they do not give it to a bank in exchange for the privilege of paying $713,000 for a $320,000 loan. See you in the next video.